What's going on, boys and girls? It's your friend Mw3 Mw3 here with another Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 action-packed gameplay, and this is probably what is known as my best, or at least one of my best gameplays yet. And this is, as you can see in the title above, it's a 53-0 Assault MOAB gameplay here, and I'm just kind of gonna walk through it and kind of tell you guys, give you some tips and tricks on how to stay alive. And you guys can't really see the perks, but you can see them in the actions that I do. And thankfully, that guy did not kill me because I just turned on him, and he would have destroyed my kill streak there. But anyways, guys. The perks that I'm using here are Quick Draw Pro, which you can see when I throw my stunts and how fast I aim down the sights. I have Sleight of Hand Pro, which you can see when I reload, and I have Stalker Pro. Now, as you can see, again, I'm not using Specialist. I'm using the Assault Strike package. As you can see down below, I'm using the Predator Missile as a 5. I'm using the Reaper and the Pavlo. Now my kill streaks do get shut down pretty quick. I didn't really expect it, and I'm kind of like in the middle. You know, these players are not so good, but as well they're not extremely horrible, and a lot of people like to go for the objectives when they play the game. And the way I like to play Domination personally, because there's a lot of debates on how you should play Domination or not, is that I'm not really the guy that goes around capturing A and B and then tries to switch the spawns and capture C. What I like to do is capture the initial flags, maybe go and defend the B flag before they capture it, and then let my teammates capture that flag. And I'm kind of like the guy that goes around defending the flags more than capturing it. You know, expect that going through all my Domination gameplays. Anyways, guys, I'm using the Scar L, and I wasn't using Assassin, so there's gonna be a lot of people probably hating on this video because I was camping at the end, and I was camping a lot. But I was going below the A flag. I was going under it and going down below that position down there, and I was basically calling on my kill streaks there. And since I think they call in like 3 stealth bombers or something in the same spot, I'm pretty sure it's like 3 stealth bombers in the same position. They call it like continuously. They just call 1 in and they just call in 2, and a lot of times when they're capturing 3 flags. And again, I wasn't really going for a MOAB gameplay or anything. I wasn't really going for this gameplay. I was just going for a casual YouTube gameplay, and I ended up getting this awesome 53-0 gameplay. And there was a lot of pressure in it. Let me tell you, there was a lot of pressure because I'm playing with 2 other clan members, as you can see there. SVG's our clan with a squiggly line, and those guys were all like, you know, Mero. This was a long time ago. This was like 2 months ago. But both my clan mates were like, you know, well, Mero, is he getting a MOAB? Is he not? And by the time I get my second Reaper, you know, I'm extremely nervous, and I don't know what to do because it's just there's too much pressure into it. But what I will tell you about staying alive is that what you want to do is keep using the same strategy that you start using, because a lot of the times when I find myself dying in my gameplays is when I'm using a strategy and then I switch it around. I try and get the cheese move and basically just, you know, try and do something that's out of the ordinary on my routine in that strategy. So if my strategy is running around the map in a circle or in an oval or whatever, or taking specific routes, and then I switch it around, it doesn't end up working, and it just gets me killed. So you always want to do what you want to do, and you want to know how to properly navigate the different maps. I'm really good with Overwatch. This is where I got my double Osprey gunner gameplay, which I'll be uploading to YouTube later on. But this is my best map that I really like it. I do enjoy playing it because there's a lot of high ground level, and since there's 2 levels to this map and you can go just up and down, that's what she said. But there's a lot of, it's really easy to pick off the enemies that are downstairs, and this is where it gets a little bit campy. After this part right here, where I start trying to protect the B flag as well as taking control of the A flag, because as you know, in Domination, everybody, you know, pretty much if you have the B flag, you know, you pretty much control that middle area and the point and your spawn point, and you control all that area up to the B flag. So a lot of the times I just like to, and this is another really good tip, always pick up weapons, because here I'm running out of ammo. Again, I don't have any other extra perks. I only have Sleight of Hand, so I don't have Scavenger to replenish my ammo. The MP9 is a really good secondary, and I really recommend you guys use the MP9 whenever you're choosing a secondary, because it's kind of kind of like something in between the MP5 and an MP7, right? So we all know that the MP7 is one of those really, really good guns in Modern Warfare 3, and the MP7 is kind of like one of those underused and not really valued SMGs, because nobody really uses the MP5 that much as people use the MP7, of course, as we all know. But the MP9 is somewhere in between that, and it's a secondary weapon. So it's kind of like having two primaries when you have the MP9. It doesn't have all that much recoil to it. It just goes kind of side to side. I forgot to tell you guys the proficiencies that I was using on my SCAR-L, and I'm using the... I'm not really sure if I'm using the kick proficiency or if I wasn't really using it, because I remembered about 2 games after I played this game, I checked my create a class combinations, and I found out that I didn't have any proficiency. So I'm not really sure if I have the kick proficiency or something, but I would use the kick proficiency on the SCAR-L if I'm not using dual attachments with the extended mags. So, calling in your kill streaks. Now, a lot of people like to call in their kill streaks in positions that are completely obvious to the enemy because they do camp, popular positions to call in your kill streaks. You always want to be on the move when calling in your kill streaks. And because in this position here where I'm at, nobody really came here because they were all up on the C flag and B flag, I knew that camping in my own spawn to call in my kill streak was a good idea, because none of them would come up to the A flag without passing the B flag. And here I think they captured the B flag, and I knew they were all coming up, so I wanted to defend that flag. There I get the triple. So you always want to be defending or capping the flags in the different flags in the game when you're playing Domination. Again, I'm kind of one of those players that really likes to defend the flags more than capture them, especially block the ways where people are coming from and block them from getting to those flag points before they cap them. That way my teammates don't have such a harsh time. Again, with my kill streaks, I also wanted to really help my teammates with the kill streaks and defending those flags. So another really useful tip that I really recommend you guys use is know which gun types are better for the map. So for this map, there are only a few assault rifles that I really recommend using, and I know I've said like really a lot of times in this gameplay. I don't know why, but the only good assault rifles that I find using in this map are the ACR and the SCAR-L. Any other assault rifle isn't really all that good. And if you're not using an assault rifle in this map, I really recommend you use a SMG, maybe a shotgun there, here or there. But not really too much with the shotguns. And here's where they call in one, then they call another stealth bomber in the same position here, where I try to move around the map a little more, because I'm finding myself just staying in the A flag, try to protect that B flag pathway. And then here they call another stealth bomber, and as you can see in the kill feed down below, that is another stealth bomber additional. There I get the MOAB, and a lot of people like to say that you don't really need to use a silencer when you're using a MOAB, and that is totally fine. You really don't need, if you're using specialists, you really don't need to use a silencer when you're using a MOAB. You just gotta have the class that you can survive with and continue using that same routine for the whole game. And here my hands start trembling. You can see later on in the Reaper kill streak that I'm missing a lot of my shots, because I'm really surprised. At this point on, I'm checking the scoreboard. Of course, this is theater mode, so you guys can't really see that, but I'm checking the scoreboard, and I'm really I really don't know what to think. Assault MOAB, I'm going about 45-0 at this point on. Again, this was like 2 months ago, because I'm 7th prestige, and right now I'm 10th prestige. So yeah, guys, I really recommend you guys use these tips. Also, never ever, and again, never change the positions of where you're taking the flags. So in Domination, a lot of times people like to switch around the flags. Unless they're capping the A flag, don't go to the C flag. And again, here the whole game, my mindset has been defend the A flag, block those people from coming to the B flag, and then stay in a position where they're always running, and then you're waiting for them to come by. Now, a lot of people would think, that's cappy, but because we're playing Domination, it's really just defending the flags. And here, as you can see, we have the C and the A flag, but we don't have that B flag. So what I did here is just, with my kill streaks, try to protect the different flags. They get a bunch of EMPs, and another reason why I'm really not moving all that much is because I'm using quick draw and I'm not using assassin. So if you're not using assassin, I do recommend not moving that much, because there's a lot of people running nowadays portable radars, and there's a lot of UAVs up on Modern Warfare 3, especially if you see the enemies just running support over and over again. I do recommend you guys don't run around that much. Defend the different flag points. If you're playing domination, defend the objective. Always play the objective, but don't just run around trying to capture every single flag in the game. Anyways, guys, this has been Mw3 Thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Again, this has been a 53-0 Assault MOAB gameplay. I'll extend the picture at the end of the scoreboard so you guys can see it a little bit better. But thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.